Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Shruti Nath, Assistant Professor at IIMT College of Law. Today, I'm going to discuss the topic Merchant of Venice, written by William Shakespeare. Okay. So, firstly, we'll see why William Shakespeare is considered as a great dramatist. Okay. There are several reasons why Shakespeare's work continues to be celebrated and studied. First is versatility and range. Shakespeare demonstrated remarkable versatility and range in his writing. He composed many plays in various genres, including tragedy, like Hamlet and Macbeth, comedy, like A Midsummer's Night Dream, and Twelfth Night. Some histories written by him are like Henry IV and Richard III, and romances are The Tempest, The Winter's Tale. So we can see that he has written diverse works. Second, his mastery of language, the way he uses his language, his command over the English language. Shakespeare's command of the English language is unparalleled. He coined numerous words and phrases that have become integral parts of the English lexicon. His plays are renowned for their poetic beauty, intricate wordplay, and vivid imagery. Shakespeare's mastery of language allows his works to resonate with readers and audiences of all ages, cultures, and backgrounds. And another point is that he uses complex characters. Shakespeare created some of the most memorable and complex characters in literary history. His characters are multidimensional, displaying a wide range of emotions, motivations, and flaws. From the torment prince Hamlet to the ambitious lady Macbeth, Shakespeare's characters are humanized and relatable, making his plays timeless explorations of human condition. Also, he has used universal themes. A lot of themes are used by him. Shakespeare's plays addressed universal themes and issues that remain relevant to contemporary audiences. Love, jealousy, power, betrayal, revenge, and redemption are just a few themes that Shakespeare explores with depth and insight. His ability to delve into the complexities of human nature and society transcends time and place, resonating with audiences across generations. His innovating his innovation in dramatic form. His plays revolutionized the English stage. He experimented with dramatic techniques, including soliloquies, asides, and dramatic irony, to create compelling and dynamic narratives. His innovative use of language, structure, and characterization set new standards for dramatic writing and influenced generations of playwrights and artists. Further, his influence on English and culture cannot be overstated. His works have been translated into every major language, adapted into countless films, plays, and novels, and continue to be studied and performed worldwide. Shakespeare's legacy as a literary giant and cultural icon remains undiminished, cementing his status as one of the greatest contributors to English literature. If we summarize his greatness as a dramatist, it lies in his unparalleled talent for language and his profound exploration of human nature and his enduring relevance to audiences around the world. So that's why we consider him as an epitome. So, Merchant of Venice is one of the plays written by him. Here are few important characters like Portia, Antonio, Bassanio, Shylock, and Jessica. We will discuss firstly the character sketch of each. After that, we will move on to the summary part. So, the character sketch for some important characters in Merchant of Venice. First, Portia. She is a wealthy heiress from Belmont and one of the central characters in the play. She is intelligent, witty, and strong willed, displaying remarkable agency and independence for a woman of her time. Portia is also compassionate and empathetic, as seen in her efforts to save Antonio from Shylock's bond. She disguises herself as a male lawyer to manipulate the outcome of the trial and ensure justice is served. Portia's cleverness and resourcefulness make her a formidable figure, while her capacity for love and forgiveness adds depth to her character. Next is Shylock. He is a Jewish moneylender residing in Venice and the primary antagonist of the play. He is often portrayed as a complex and conflicted character driven by a desire for revenge and justice in the face of persecution and discrimination. Shylock's demand for a pound of Antonio's flesh as collateral for a loan is a central plot point that highlights his vengeful nature and the depths of his resentment towards the Christian characters. However, Shylock is also a figure of sympathy, and his actions are motivated by years of mistreatment and marginalization. Though Shylock is a complex character, we can see that he is conflicted character because he has been mistreated for years and now he is vengeful. Next is Bassanio. He is a young Venetian nobleman and a close friend of Antonio. He is charming, charismatic, and somewhat reckless with money. His pursuit of Portia's hand in marriage sets the event for the play in motion as he borrows money from Antonio to finance his courtship. While Bassanio is portrayed as well intentioned and genuinely in love with Portia, he is also somewhat naive and easily influenced by others, particularly when it comes to matters of finance and romance. Antonio, he is one of the leading figures, though the play Merchant of Venice is based on this name, Antonio, because he is the titular merchant of Venice and a central figure in the play. He is depicted as generous, melancholic, and deeply loyal to his friends, particularly Bassanio. Antonio's willingness to lend money to Bassanio, despite the personal risk involved, sets the stage for the central conflict of the play. He agrees to borrow money from Shylock on Bassanio's behalf, ultimately risking his own life to secure Bassanio's happiness. Antonio's stoic acceptance of his fate and his capacity for self sacrifice highlight his integrity and sense of honor. Jessica. Jessica is another important character who is daughter of Shylock. She plays a pivotal character in the play. Despite being raised in a Jewish household, she converts to Christianity and elopes with Lorenzo, who is a Christian man. Jessica's action cause significant conflict with her father as she steals her money and jewels before running away. While Jessica's betrayal of her father is portrayed as a source of tension and drama, she also embodies theme of love and redemption as her relationship with Lorenzo offers a glimpse of hope amidst the bigotry and prejudice of Venetian society. So all these character sketches provide a glimpse into the complexity and richness of the key players in The Merchant of Venice, each contributing to the thematic depth and dramatic tension of Shakespeare's timeless work. Now, we will look the summary of Act 4 and Act 5. Act 4. These both acts, Act 4 and 5, are final acts and adds height to the subject. Act 4 of The Merchant of Venice is a crucial part of the play where tension rises to their peak. The scene opens in a courtroom where Shylock, a Jewish moneylender, is determined to claim his right to a pound of flesh from Antonio, the merchant. This demand stems from a bond Antonio agreed to as he needed money from his friend Bassanio. Despite Bassanio offering to repay double the bond's value, Shylock remains unwavering his desire for Antonio's flesh. Now enter Portia, disguised as a learned lawyer, and her assistant Nerissa, disguised as a clerk. They come to Antonio's aid with Portia pleading his case. She argues that while Shylock is entitled to the flesh, he cannot spill a drop of Antonio's blood in the process. Portia makes a heartfelt plea for mercy, but Shylock refuses to budge, insisting on the letter of the law. In a dramatic turn, Portia cleverly points out that Shylock must be careful in his quest for justice, as Venice has strict laws against taking the life of a citizen. If he spills Antonio's blood, Shylock's own life would be forfeited. Faced with these dire consequences, Shylock agrees to accept monetary compensation instead of Antonio's flesh, albeit reluctantly. Now, Act 5. Act 5 serves as the resolution of the play, bringing closure to the various storylines. The scene shifts to a festive atmosphere as the newlywed couples, Bassanio, Portia, and Gratiano and Nerissa, celebrate their marriages. News arrives that Antonio's ship have returned safely, alleviating his financial woes. However, the joyous occasion is marred by the revelation that Shylock's daughter Jessica has eloped with Lorenzo, a Christian. Meanwhile, Portia and Nerissa engage in a playful exchange with their husbands, teasing them about giving their wedding rings to the lawyer and clerk, respectively. When confronted, Portia reveals her true identity, and Nerissa follows suit. They present the rings, which they had obtained through their disguises, restoring harmony among the couples. The final scene sees Antonio's fortune restored with the safe return of his ships. Gratiano shares news of Shylock's downfall as his wealth has been confiscated and he is forced to convert to Christianity to avoid further punishment. Despite the resolution of the conflict, there is a sense of sadness as Shylock's fate is sealed. In conclusion, Act 4 and 5 of The Merchant of Venice highlight themes of justice, mercy, and forgiveness. Though clever manipulation and legal maneuvering, Portia ensures a just resolution to the conflict between Shylock and Antonio. The play ends with the reconciliation of the characters and the restoration of order, albeit at the cost of Shylock's dignity and freedom. So here are some important quotations and dialogues from Act 4 and 5, which you can quote in your answers for better presentation. From Act also, while quoting the dialogues, it has been mentioned that from where and in which and in what reference it has been said. For example, the first quote, "The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath." It is from Act 4, Scene 1. This famous speech is delivered by Portia disguised as a lawyer during the trial scene. Okay, this is from trial scene, where Portia argues that mercy is a divine quality that should temper justice, urging Shylock to show compassion and forgiveness towards Antonio. Second dialogue, therefore, prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less, not more than, not more, but just a pound of flesh. Act 4, Scene 1. Again, this is by Portia. Here, Shylock, adamant on enforcing the blood, demands Antonio to fulfill the agreement by giving him a pound of his flesh. This line emphasizes Shylock's determination to exact revenge and highlights the severity of the situation. So, it is said by Shylock. Third, nay, take my life and all, pardon not that. You take my house when you do not do take the prop that doth sustain my house. Act 4, Scene 1. Okay? Likewise, few quotations are given from Act 4. You can read it from Act 5. Act 5, Scene 1. Here, Lorenzo speaks these words as he and Jessica enjoy a serene moment together. This scene provides a contrast to the tense courtroom drama, offering a glimpse of tranquility and beauty amidst the chaos. How sweet the moonlight sleeps upon its bank. Here we will sit and let the sounds of music reap in our ears. Okay? Next dialogue is spoken by Lorenzo, suggesting that they should all join the king's celebration and enjoy the moment together. It reflects the character's desire to embrace joys and camaraderie after the resolution of the trial. Act 5, Scene 1. Here it is. Let's all sing with the king. Okay? Our next dialogue is spoken by Antonio. Antonio speaks these words as he reflects on the events that had unfolded. It is a moment of introspection and emotion as Antonio acknowledges the trials and tribulations they have endured. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. And then Shylock delivers this impassioned speech during the trial scene, challenging the prejudice and discrimination he faces as a Jew. He argues that Jews are human beings too, deserving of the same rights and dignity as Christians. This is one of the most important quotations which you can quote. Do you not remember? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? He is saying that we are humans too. So, you should be fair with each of us. There should not be different rules for Christians and for Jews. And lastly, here Portia speaks these words to Bassanio after he chooses the correct casket and wins her hand in marriage. It is a moment of celebration and happiness, as Portia acknowledges Bassanio's choice and accepts him as her husband. She says, you that choose not by the view, chance is fair, and choose is true. Since this fortune falls on you, be content and seek no new. These quotations and dialogues are pivotal moments in The Merchant of Venice, providing insight into the character's motivation, conflicts, and resolutions. They capture the play's themes of mercy, justice, love, and forgiveness, adding depth and richness to Shakespeare's masterful work. So, here's the end of the slide and topic. Thank you.